headquarters will be moved to Denver, Colorado. The changes were proposed back in October, and roughly 90% of the shareholders have voted in favor of the switch. Over 2/3 of investors are located in the U.S. The City of Calgary has put forward a plan to develop new affordable houses. The plan is part of an investment by the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation in partnership with the city's Housing Incentive Program. Vincent Lavoie has the details.
Housing in the City of Calgary, you should be in this picture.
The City of Calgary made a joint announcement with the Government of Canada for affordable houses projects across the city. Mayor Nenshi and Parliamentary Secretary Adam Vaughan announced new funding to 5 projects in the communities of Saddle Ridge, Seaton, Highland Park, Bath Trail, and Capitol Hill.
What is required is for us to have a real shift in our thinking about ways in which we involve the nonprofit sector, the market, and government together to get these housing units on board.
2 of the projects are just 10 minutes away from SAIT, something SAIT students welcome.
Through my research, I was looking for one in downtown. It was usually like at least $1,200 a month, and then I calculated I pay $7,000 for 2 semester residence, so I think it's like $900 a month.
The city received an investment of $48.5 million from the federal government to develop those projects. The sale will be open to more than 60 nonprofit affordable housing businesses across the city. The applicants will need to meet a set of criteria to make it to the next step.
Of course, this investment will also help create local jobs. It'll help fuel our economic recovery.
Businesses have until March 27th to launch their offers. After that, the City of Calgary, along with the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, will then look at the applicants and decide who will develop the 5 sites across the city. For SAIT NewsFile, I'm Vincent Lavoie.
A new date has been set for an appeal in the David and Colette Stephan trial. The couple was found not guilty in September on a charge of failing to provide the necessaries of life for their 19-month-old son, who died in 2012. The original report by the medical examiner claimed the boy died of bacterial meningitis, but a defense expert disagrees, saying the toddler died of a lack of oxygen. The new hearing is set for June 11th in Calgary. A number of Calgary dispensaries have received their first shipments of cannabis edibles. Edibles seem to be popular, and stores will be looking to get their hands on as many new products as possible. Kiara Lentz reports.
Within one day of displaying their new edible products, Queen of Bud Dispensary had sold out of their pineapple gummies. Right now, they are receiving small shipments with a limited supply of items like gummies and chocolates. Edibles can be a great alternative for those who don't like smoking.
It's just another way of consuming cannabis, especially for people who may have lung issues or just don't want to do any damage to their lungs. Lots of athletes would prefer to consume cannabis that way. It's just a healthier alternative overall for your body.
Marijuana became legal in Canada in October of last year, and more stores are opening up across Calgary. People are happy that they can now access regulated edible products.
I'm pretty welcoming to it. I think it opens a new marketplace, and it offers more opportunities in the cannabis marketplace.
Cannabis edibles have people feeling excited, but it has some people feeling concerned. Some parents are worried about edibles and the similar appearance they have to regular candies.
I like to eat gummies, right? So I just don't want kids to see like that as a regular daily candy and grabbing it and eating it. I honestly don't know what the effects are on children yet. So as a parent, you're always like cautious and trying to protect these little guys.
The Government of Health Canada makes sure that marijuana products are distinct and for adult use only. For SAIT NewsFile, I'm Kiara Lentz.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced 6 new inductees. Whitney Houston and Notorious B.I.G. headline the class that includes Depeche Mode, the Doobie Brothers, 9 Inch Nails, and T-Rex. The annual induction ceremony will take place on May 2nd in Cleveland and will be televised live for the first time ever. Performers for the induction ceremony have not yet been announced. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break, but first, Dawson Enns has a look at what's going on around Calgary this week.
The Laugh Shop at Hotel Blackfoot hosts Mike Wilmot's fast-talking stand-up tonight at 8 o'clock. Stop by for a laugh or just something to do. The 9th annual MS Whiskey Festival starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Catch a drink for a good cause at the Glenbow Museum, with proceeds going to the MS Society of Canada, Calgary and area chapter. SAIT hosts Medicine Hat on the volleyball courts Friday night with the women's team at 6 and the men's at 8, SAIT Campus Center. On the ice that night as well, the women's hockey team takes on Olds at 7 o'clock, just across at the Campus Center's rink. If sports aren't your idea of a good time, check out the Lunar New Year's celebration at the Jack Singer Concert Hall at 7:30 instead. That carries into the 2020 Chinese New Year Festival beginning on Saturday at midnight at the Calgary Chinese Cultural Center.
Remember when your phone blacked out? Or when you couldn't access your student files online because your internet wouldn't connect? How did it feel? Now imagine children in third world countries who have no electricity, who can only study when the sun is up or use a dim lamp to study at night. Education is important, which is why Light Up the World provides electricity sources to those in need. We also want your help. Help these children to a successful future. Together, we can add happiness and comfort in their lives.
Calgary Field is a grassroots, nonprofit organization that provides field lacrosse development for boys and girls aged 4 to 19. Programs are exclusively designed and developed by Elevate Lacrosse. Elevate coaches are some of the most decorated players in the sport, winning both World and NLL championships. The season takes place during July and August. Players can expect age and skill-appropriate drills in a positive, energetic, and fun setting.
We're right in the thick of winter now, and unfortunately, with the holidays long past, all we can hope for is the warm embrace of Valentine's Day, if we're not alone. Taking a look around the country, we are currently seeing a low-pressure system make its way across the coast of BC. There is a jet stream that has made an arc across mid-Canada over to the other side in the east. We are seeing snowfall warnings throughout, and as you may know, we are seeing an extreme cold warning throughout Alberta right now. Taking a look at central Canada, Montreal and Quebec are both experiencing smog warnings. Otherwise, there are no outstanding effects through Halifax, St. John's, or Toronto, or Ontario in general. Now, if you're trying to get away from this, you can always take a look at our resorts.
There's almost no escape from the clouds we're seeing, with Palm Springs, Barbados, and Cancun each seeing their fair share of shade from the sky. Honolulu is only cloudy right now, but is expecting rain tomorrow, so hold off on your surfing plans for a day. Disney World is hot and mostly sunny, and since